wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. Now we won't go back home today, eh? Until the very last hour. We still got a few more days to slay, eh? It's gonna get so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm. I wonder what went wrong today, eh? Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say, eh? To say the words to remember.
All right. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to put on my headphones because that's how I feel comfortable. I am going to be showing you how to select and mask to add a pure white background. Right now I have a picture of one of our shelter cats, Maxwell. He is a bit of a fluffier cat, so we are going to notice a little bit of hair loss in the fluffier parts. Not too much, though. You can see I kind of added some, well, there's a lot of white here, and then it comes into the original background. That's because I had to take a piece of his tail from a different picture and put it on this picture because I chopped it off in the actual photo. So what we're going to do to start is, let's see, we want to select our quick selection tool. That's going to be the first thing you want to do. Now, you don't need to worry about editing out anything that's not necessary, like we have a toy in this picture. And I chose this picture because I'm going to show you guys how to do edits like my butterfly edits as well. Okay, so when you're selecting the animal, just make sure to select as much as you possibly can without getting too much of the backdrop in there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And feel free to ask any questions if you have them. I will do my best to answer. Sorry, my computer lags a little, so might take me a minute here to get it fully selected for you. And then mine went ahead and selected the backdrop as well, so I'm just going to deselect that. And let me know if you're having trouble understanding me, if it's not coming through very well. Now, when you're doing the selection, you also want to select any shadows that you want to keep in the photo. If you don't select the shadows, you're basically going to have an image of an animal floating on a pure white background, which isn't good. Go ahead and select all this. Now he's got a little bit of shadow here in front of his paw, so I'm going to select that. Now, the chest fur is where we're going to really struggle a little. So I take the lasso tool and I zoom in really close. And then you're going to want to hold your shift key and select as much of the fur as you possibly can. Again, without getting much of the background in there. Just so that we can prevent it from being cut off too much that it changes the cat completely, or the animal that you're doing. It's a little messy, but I could have probably worked with a less fluffy cat, but I figured, you know, make it hard. That way we can really see how to do it. Hello, Emmy. Sorry I don't have a webcam today. I'm just doing a tutorial for some people who would like to know my photography style. How are you today? Alright, let's get some more of this fur. This kitty was a very elegant kitty. Definitely should have brushed him, but he's still pretty. It's okay. Alright, so I just like to zoom in, see what else that I might be missing. Maybe select a little bit of fur here. This is probably the most time-consuming part about it. Now the Select&Mask that I'm teaching you today is going to be what really keeps this fur. Because if I were to actually put the white background over this now, it would get rid of all of this fluffiness. Let's see. A few more here. Oh my goodness. I know, he is so fluffy. See, you see where I cut off here. But that's okay because when I add the white background, it's actually not going to show that. So and I chose this. Alright, I already told you that. It's fine. Let's see. So make sure you get the tips of the ears, because that is definitely something that is defining of them. And then I like to get any, oop, that was really bad. I like to get any dominant parts of the ear fluff that comes out. Now any whiskers you have, you're obviously going to lose those because it's a white whisker on a pure white background. So basically it's like it's there, you just can't see them. Alright. Well, did not mean to push that. Now, for some reason, this got selected way on the background, so I'm just going to get rid of some of that. Okay. So zoom out, make sure you're satisfied with everything that's selected. Now, I could probably have some shadow here under his tail, but I got a crease in my paper, so I'm not sure it'll actually work that way. So now you want to go up to your select. Now, for some reason, my stream isn't showing the drop-down menu, but you'll go to select and then all the way down to select and mask. Now you're going to get this screen. Make sure your views is on marching ants, which is obviously the outline here. That's what they call it. I always select high quality preview. And then I usually like to put my radius way towards the end. That way it grabs as much fur as possible. And then I will also tick my smooth and my feather up a few, just so that smooths the edges and feathers them out. Oop. And then you can press OK. Now our next step is going to be to grab the pure white background, which I just went on Google and Googled pure white background and then opened it up. Now we want to go to Edit, Paste Special. Again, it's not showing, so go to Paste Special and Paste Outside. Now, when I pasted the white background, you can see that the fur is still floofy and feathery. So now grab your Move tool and just stretch your white background across your image. Now you're going to see a little bit of an item possibly left over. You can always get rid of that. That's easy. And there we go. You can still see the shadows. And the cat still looks fluffy. Now, what I like to do is go over to my layers and merge it down. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to edit properly. Then I'm just going to take my lasso tool, cut that out. Oh, I'm not going to cut it out of my picture. I'm going to take my spot healing brush tool, because that didn't work, and just get rid of it. There. All gone, easy peasy. Yeah. Then zoom back out. Now, I kind of got this a little stretched out here, so I'm just going to crop it. And yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with how the image looks, except now you'll notice that the shadow is a bit darker than we'd like it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and take my quick selection tool again and select only the shadow. Now I want to try to keep the fur out of this because I don't want to be lightening up the fur. So again, I'm going to take my lasso tool and hold my Alt key. Ooh. I am going to lose some of this fur, however, because it's just way too spread out. Let's see. So just taking a look here. Keep doing this until you're happy with what all you have selected. I'm pretty sure that's part of the foot. Alright. Let's go back out. Now, the only I'm kind of concerned here. I'm going to take my spot healing brush on this paw because it kind of got a little discolored here. Then I'm just going to kind of normalize it. Now we're zoomed out to a point where you're not really going to notice. Oh, my bad. I need to hold the Alt key to get rid of that. Okay, so I'm gonna go around the foot. Just to get that. There we go. Now let's go over to the tail area. A little bit of shadow. Okay. And sometimes you need to keep selecting and unselecting just because it likes to select things you don't want selected. Alright, so let's give this a try. Don't be afraid to select the white background because obviously it can't get any brighter than it already is. Then you want to go to your image, adjustments, brightness and contrast. Now just move the slider up. My slider's not showing either. This might be a problem. But anyways, you're going to get a window opening up with a slider on your brightness and a slider on your contrast. I just like to move them up until I'm happy with the results. You can notice it changing here as I'm sliding it. Now I don't want these too dominant. I'm thinking that's about good. So now I'm going to unselect that. See, and now you're going to notice it. I'm trying to think of the word to describe it. You're going to notice the difference here. So I'm not sure I'm going to be happy with this method of taking the smudge tool. But you can kind of smudge it in. Now it looks funny up close. Oh, I'm actually going to make it smaller for that. It looks really funny up close, but once you zoom out, it's likely that you're not going to even notice. So let me just try this and see how it looks. Yeah, see, you're not hardly even going to notice that there was a difference down there. So then I just go around and kind of make sure it's nice and tidy, basically. Get that line out of there I had before. Now this may not work for you. I know some people might be a little pickier on how their image is edited, and this is kind of a sloppy way of doing it, I will admit. However, it's worked for me. I know some people have some really high quality images though that it may not look good with. So definitely try it out. Luckily with digital images you don't have to worry about screwing up. Now it looks like Maxwell here had just gotten shots in his legs, and this is not a permanent scar. So I'm going to go ahead and just take my spot healing brush and get rid of the visible signs that he was shaved here on his leg. Okay, and now since this was kind of a sloppy way of doing things, I'm going to take my blur tool, which is usually located, if you right click your smudge tool, it's usually located within that same section. And then I just take and I run my blur tool over the areas that I kind of want to prevent from people saying that I took the smudge tool and tried to make it look good. Alright. Okay. And then, oop, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, he's good that way. Alright, so I like to sharpen my images by using the Select&Mask tool. It's just a quick, easy way to do it. But anyway, here's how I do my white backgrounds. With the shadow and keeping most of the fur that I'm able to. As you can see, the dominant part of the ears where we selected are still showing. And then all the chest fur. Okay. So moving on, now I'm going to show you how I do my butterfly edits. Basically, I go onto a free clip art website and I try to find what I want to add to the picture. I'm actually going to go to my downloads because I know I have transparent images in there. That way I won't have to select any. Okay, so let's do this butterfly for example. Just select and paste. Now, usually I try to make them a little smaller, and I want the butterfly to be going this way. And now with my series of images, I add kind of a magical dust like look. So now I'm going to go into my downloads here and find one I would like to add. I'm thinking we'll probably just go with my standard here, but I want to do a different color. So I'm going to select the entire thing, go up to Image and Adjustments, and Hue Saturation. Now I can move the slider and change the color. I'm thinking I want to go with, okay, so Maxwell's a boy, so I think I want to kind of go with a more orange. Sorry, but I'm a little worried that I might lose it within his fur. So let's go ahead and give it a try and see what happens. Oh, there we go. So basically with this one, you're going to want to take your quick selection tool, select your cat. You don't have to be super specific about this like you were previously as it's selected. Oh, I was on the wrong layer. Make sure you're on your background layer. Alright. Now you're going to want to go back to your edit, paste special, and paste outside. Now that's going to put the image behind the cat or the animal. So I like to kind of position them in a way that's appealing. So here we have the dust behind the cat with the butterfly above her. And I kind of just like to play around with it to see what looks best, because I want it to appear as though the cat is looking at the butterfly. Now this isn't always going to be possible. Some of my butterfly images, no matter where you put it, they're not going to be looking at it. So just do your best to put it where you can. That looks good. Now I like to take the same image and paste it onto my photo. Now what this is going to do is paste it in front of my cat. So I make it bigger and I flip it. So that way it kind of circles the image. Now, and then I connect it to the end. And I'm not really seeing it being lost completely in the fur, so I think I'm going to keep the orange. Maybe just move it a little here. Oop. Oh, now it connected the image. Give me a minute. There you go. Here's the deal with this one, though. I think I might want to add a little bit of it near the paw. So I'm going to select this paw and this paw, as well as this fur. And select the outside here. And then I'm going to go ahead and edit and do my paste special, paste outside again. Now here I want to flip it again, I believe. Let me just try this out. No, I don't. Okay, so flip it back. Alright, so there it's under the paw. It's also underneath this paw, and then it does show on the shadowed area. I'll zoom in so that we can see it better. Alright, so let me try to reposition this one a little, just so that it's, there we go. But yeah, and that's how I do my butterfly edits and my pure white background. So at this point I could do a little bit of touch up if I wanted to. Maybe try to get the coloring of the cat a little whiter on the chest by going back to the background. I'm going to go to Image, Adjustment, and then Brightness and Contrast. And that way I can just brighten up the cat a little. There. And then I'm done. So now I did kind of notice that a shadow may look good under here. So I'm going to go ahead and select my paintbrush tool and then select into a grayish color here. That's a little too dark. Actually, what would be good is to take my eyedropper tool and then just copy and get that same color that we're using. See there, I'm losing some of the fur though when I do that, so I'm just going to stay underneath the paw, kind of stop where that fur is at. Then I can take my smudge tool and just kind of blend it in so it doesn't look so dominant there. There. And then my blur tool as well. Blur it in a little bit. Now I'm going to go and I'm going to go ahead and right click my top layer and go to merge visible. And that's going to merge all my layers down. And now I can take my blur tool again and just blur these together. Maybe take the smudge tool a bit. Kind of clean up anything I feel needs a little cleaning. Now, normally my edits are a lot cleaner than this, but basically I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. So there we have it. Maxwell with a butterfly edit. So now I'm just going to go ahead and save my photo. It's Maxwell. And I also like to go to image and then image size and make sure that my resolution is at 300. That way printing quality is a little better. You're welcome, Tiffany. Thanks for stopping by and watching. Basically, though, I'm done. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can actually contact me on the Facebook page if you'd like. And I will be also uploading this to YouTube so you can watch it over again. Hello, New York Gaming. How are you doing? I just sounded really robotic there, but it's fine. All right. So if there's no questions, I'm going to go ahead and end my stream. You sound very human. Thank you. It wasn't a very long stream. I'm sure some of my regular viewers are kind of wondering what's going on, but that's fine. I actually don't have one yet, Tiffany. I'll go ahead and post it in the Facebook group once I make one. You guys, stop swearing. Alright. Maybe I'll stream again, gaming or something, we'll see. You're welcome, Tiffany. Thanks again for stopping by. Alright, Emmy, I'll think about it. And I'll let you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this saved up and posted. Alright, thank you guys for stopping. Appreciate it.